Welcome back to Ran-DomU University. I'm not going to take a lot of your time today. As you can tell by the length of this video, I am actually telling you the truth. So please like, share, and subscribe before it is too late, because I need to show you this clip, which is one of the most ridiculous things that I have seen this year. And there's been a lot of crazy things this year, which I want to put on like my own personal award show before, the end of the year, just to see if it gets any type of attention and see if anybody can get excited about it, about some of the worst things that's taking place here on the platform. Well, in 2024. But once again, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And here is that clip.
A Tempe Wells Fargo employee died at her desk. And 12 News is now confirming that it may have taken as many as 4 days for anyone in the office to notice. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. It's a story we first reported yesterday. Tonight, Tempe police are confirming the timeline of when the woman clocked in to when her colleagues found the body. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra is in the studio with new details tonight. Gabby, 4 days. I mean, this poor woman went 4 days undiscovered. It's hard to believe.
And that's a question many employees are asking themselves tonight. I spoke with an employee who said that she shared her perspective on the workplace environment, and they say it's a big building, but most people don't work there on a daily basis. A Wells Fargo employee went to work the morning of Friday, August 16th, and never went home. Tempe police tell 12 News 60-year-old Denise Prudhomme scanned into work at 7 o'clock in the morning. 4 days later, police responded to the office building near Washington Street and Priest Drive for reports of a subject down. Prudhomme was declared dead. The Tempe Police Criminal Investigation Bureau is investigating, but do not suspect foul play. A Wells Fargo employee exclusively spoke with 12 News, but asked not to be recorded or identified out of fear for their job. They say a colleague found Prudhomme dead at her desk in a cubicle while walking around the building on Tuesday, August 20th. Prudhomme's cubicle was reportedly on the 3rd floor and away from the main aisle. This employee says several people had smelled a foul odor, but passed it off as faulty plumbing. They say while most Wells Fargo employees at this Tempe location work remote, the building has 24/7 security, and someone should have found Prudhomme sooner. The incident left several employees feeling scared and uneasy. This employee wants to see new safety protocols in place, telling me, quote, "It's negligence in some part." A different worker also spoke with 12 News anonymously.
It was just uncomfortable.
Again, calling on the company to do more.
Body was there about 4 days before anybody found it, before anybody walked up to her and just to say hi, make sure she's okay. She was just laying on her desk.
A Wells Fargo spokesperson previously sent 12 News a statement saying, in part, "We are deeply saddened by the tragic loss of our colleague at our Tempe office," adding counselors through our employee assistance consulting service are available to support employees. An employee tells me their direct management offered those services, addressed the incident, and told workers the building was thoroughly cleaned.
So when it comes to lawsuits, I don't know where they begin. I know they will end at some point in time, but where do the lawsuits begin? Do you start off by suing Wells Fargo for having this person actually be working there and be dead for 4 days in your establishment? Dang, are you all right over there, AJ? Good Lord. It's about to, don't do that. Well, either way, just saying, would you rather have like somebody dead in your establishment for 4 days? Well, is that like the person you start off with? Like you start off with that company that allowed that to happen? Do you start off with the security company who actually allowed this to happen because apparently they were on 24-hour patrol duty and they somehow didn't notice this? You never noticed that somebody didn't ever clock out and go home? They never clocked in? They clocked in on Friday, never left. Now, maybe I'll give you an excuse. You know what I'm saying? Since maybe you closed and locked up shop on Friday and then everybody was, not allowed to come back until Monday because it's closed on the weekends. Maybe it's something like that. But it doesn't sound like that was the case because y'all were there even on the weekends. Y'all don't leave. And somehow y'all didn't monitor this. This never popped up. And even it's a shame on the employees. Do you sue them for just ignorance of the situation? Who do you start this out with? Upper management? I mean, really, where do the lawsuits begin? Because that's the only thing I could really think about if I was, to find out one of my, friends or family members were to die at work and nobody knew about it for 4 days. 4 days. Even if they just left on a weekend, you know what I'm saying? That gives you 2 more whole days this person's body was there and you never noticed. Zero behavioral changes. Like, I just don't get how that's possible. You didn't realize that they didn't get up and go to the bathroom all shift. The fact that every time you went by their cubicle, their monitor was either black, closed, or the screensaver was up. They didn't move. They were stayed probably in the same slouched or slump position. I mean, it didn't smell. Did you not smell anything? Did nobody go around this cubicle? Did they work in a janitor's closet? Where did they work? Did they have one of those offices like, they put Ryan in the office whenever he was banned because they didn't really want him out there on the floor? He was just brought back as a special favor to Michael, that kind of deal. I mean, is that what we're talking about? Like, Ryan died in the closet and nobody realized it? They just didn't know that he was dead for days? Nobody realized that he never came out? I mean, it's messed up. I'm just saying, like, how does this happen? Really, how does this happen? It's just truly astonishing to believe that somebody could actually die at the factory. Like, just didn't make it, back to the locker room or never left. Nobody ever recognized them. Like, they were just sitting over there in the corner in the same slouch position all, for a couple days, and everybody just like, hey, what's up, Ted? And they just walked by. Never noticing anything different. Like, man, how stupid are these people that were there working? This can't be a very productive bank. I mean, this Wells Fargo must have the most incompetent employees that have ever existed to allow this to happen. Everybody there deserves to be fired. Everybody deserves to be sued. Everybody deserves some time behind bars. Somebody needs to have something taken away from them. Not maybe a loved one or a precious, living, creature, but they need to have some maybe rights or something stricken from them for a couple of days, a couple of lashes, Dr. Umar style. Just go ahead, take them out to the woodshed, whoop they ass. Somebody deserves foots in them for what happened. At least I would think so. I mean, just to think that my soul was sitting around, like, left in the cubicle and it just never got to leave the office building. That is frustrating to think about. People always talk about hotels being haunted and stuff like that. Well, this is how it happens. Somebody dies at the establishment. They just cover it up. They don't talk about it. They're just, moving along. Next thing you know, a whole entire regime of people gets moved in, and it's like, man, it's a little spooky around here. Do you ever notice some weird shit taking place? Like, man, I saw some like lights flickering the other night. I also saw, some silverware fall off the counter in a way that didn't make any sense. I saw that. Also, I think one of those pillows floated. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure I saw another person in the mirror when I was brushing my teeth. And that's the kind of stuff that you'll see at a hotel. Now, 95% of the time when they have these claims that like the 95% of hotels that exist, they're probably bullshit. But I'm telling you, there's something spooky that's going on in some of those places. But this is how that happens. You allow Fred to die on shift, and yet his soul is not allowed to rest in peace because he's stuck in purgatory somewhere. Stuck in that place of purgatory that I had in one of my shorts. Lately I've been wondering and just thinking, like, what if when we die, instead of burning in the fiery pits of hell forever, we were just forced to work the job we absolutely hated the most throughout our entire lives? Like, you were just stuck on the grill line for eternity, or you were stuck stacking boxes, or out in a blistering heat, washing out and cleaning porta potties forever. What job would that be for you? Personally, for me, it'd be Party City. I mean, I absolutely hated working there. I worked for 3 ugly women, and they were just the worst. They were ugly inside and out. They didn't know how to manage employees. They were awful. They smelled bad. Everything about them was just sickening to be around. Now, for those who are sitting there thinking, I would just get myself fired. No. It doesn't work that way. Instead, if you got yourself fired, you would just be sentenced to a way worse and more horrible, awful location to work at. This is hell. It doesn't get better. Yeah. Just to think that man is still sitting there at the bank, probably working over and over and over again. Not allowed to leave, not allowed to go use the bathroom, not to take a break, he ain't allowed nothing. I bet you he's sitting there, he's got to pee like no other, or got to shit or something like that, and he can't leave. They're like, no, Fred, you got to stay at the desk, man. Sorry, we're all backed up. We can't help you. That's just crazy to believe. Oh, but if I don't stop here, I will keep talking. But either way, tell me what you think in the comments. What do you think of this situation? You probably already heard about this because this happened a couple months ago. But either way, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And either way, I'll see you soon.